So I've been watching a lot of diversity in comics. The dude pretty much inspired me a lot. He's out there, he's getting crappy stuff, social justice warrior stuff, and making people remember what it was like to enjoy a comic and what needs to be put in to enjoy a comic, what the root of it is. I've been collecting comics since I was 8 years old in 1988. As you can see, I've got Web of Spider-Man #1 here, which it took me about 3 or 4 weeks to purchase, around $20 of doing chores around the house and getting chore money back in the day. I've got a long history of loving stuff from the 80s. I was born in 1980, so I've got it all covered. Some of you guys might have seen the Optimus Prime video I did many years ago. Many years ago was on there. So I thought I would just give it a shot with some of these old school comics that really were good. Now, I've not opened this one since I just opened it now, but I haven't opened this actual book probably for a good 15, 20 years. If it's even that much. Probably 15 years. So I would just go through it, see what happens. If you guys like these, maybe I'll do some other ones. I've got over 2,000 to 3,000 comic books. Mostly Amazing Spider-Man, a lot of DC. Superman, not really old Superman, like 90s when they killed him off and then he came back. Reign of the Supermen, which I liked. A lot of What Ifs up there. Transformers a little bit. Thundercats here and there. So, this comic, when I saw it in an actual comic book store in New Jersey, just really jumped out at me. I'd been collecting a lot of Amazing Spider-Man. Then I moved on to Web of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, and just regular Spider-Man. But this one really jumped out at me when I saw it up there. Like I said, the cover is absolutely just amazingly drawn. I mean, just looks awesome. Really gothic. So, this takes place, we'll have to jump some pages too, I think otherwise you get copyright strikes. But this takes place after Peter got rid of the alien symbiote. I believe Reed Richards helped him with a sonic gun. They put it in storage and end up breaking out. So, there's Cloak and Dagger over there. I never really read that one too much, except when she was in Maximum Carnage. So he's trying to go through his stuff. There's a symbiote there. Pulls back on it. The symbiote actually changes into one of his regular suits, so he doesn't even know. Yep, there's the foreshadowing, or the past shadowing of showing what happened last time. And then the symbiote goes right on him. Bam. Go through a couple pages. Now this one has, what is that? Marvel's new line of Star Comics. Fraggle Rock I see, Heathcliff, Strawberry Shortcake, alright. But these are some kind of vultures that got involved in the issue. I'd have to reread the entire issue to see what really went on there. Spidey running around, trying to get the symbiote off of him. I mean, just look at the well drawn and just pretty much a basic concept of a book. And there's the old school. If you wanted to get some comics, here's how you would buy them. East Coast Comics. I don't know if they're even still around anymore. I used to get local comic book shops I used to go to. And then I found Mile High Comics when the internet first started getting big, and I bought a lot of stuff off of them. A lot of stuff. There's Spidey trying to swing out of there, but Symbiote doesn't want to help him. Doesn't want to help him at all. So there's Spidey trying to outwit it a little bit, and he's going to fall. Look at this, a little backstory, some actual, look at Aunt May, Mary Jane's supposed to be in a Spider-Man comic? Holy cow, how does that happen? Aunt May's still in her Spider-Man's a Menace routine. I don't like Peter getting involved. MJ trying to cover up for him. He's a photographer. Good plots as always. Spidey's still flying around all over the place, just trying to get the suit off. Got a little vulture action going on there. I believe the vulture is pretty much... Oh, no, here we go. I actually do get into it. Right there. Spidey not even paying much attention to the vulture guy. The vulture guy thinks he's talking to himself. He's just trying to get the suit off. A couple pages of fighting. We'll just skip those so we don't get too much into it. And again, I mean, just 2 panels here, and I'm not like a comic artist or anything like Diversity in Comics was, where he really, knows all the going intos of this stuff. But I mean, just so much simpler And you can just follow what's going on. And you're not sick to your stomach reading some stupid social justice warrior garbage. You know, I mean, it's simple. Spidey's trying to get the suit off. He's trying to go somewhere, probably to Reed Richards, to get the sonic gun used again, to get the suit off of him. He's on his way there. These Vulture guys stop him. You know, they've got some vendetta against him, of course. Here's a little comedy. Poor baby. A version of the Vulture costume, not even the legit one. So Spidey's got all this going on, and he's got to beat the crap out of a villain who's coming after him also. So they end up in the infamous clock tower. The bells start going off left and right. The Vulture guy can't stand it. Spidey kicks him out of there, tells him to get the heck out of the way. And here's a classic panel with the Sonics just doing their work. Just knocking on it. Just loosening up that suit. Power Pack and the Amazing Spider-Man. With tips on ways to prevent sexual abuse. Wow. Good stuff. Good stuff. They still put these in comics nowadays? I haven't seen something like this in a long time. So the Sonics blast everything off of him. He gets knocked out. Now, what you may not know if you didn't read this, or you never had this issue, is the alien costume actually tries to save Peter and gets him away, even after it broke its symbiosis. So it still cares about him and the first person that they ever bonded with. So it gets him away from the bells. And then you're led to believe that it just dissipates into nothingness. But we all know that's not what happened. That it would go down into the crevice, follow the bell down, or the bell wires or ropes. And Eddie would be down there trying to off himself. But before he could, the symbiote would join with him. Maybe we'll take a look at that later. Or another time. If you guys actually like these videos, I'll keep doing them. Here's a good old web zingers where you could actually write in about things and they would respond to you. Pre-Twitter. Before they started blocking you and say, like what we do or else. There's Duke telling you can subscribe. And here's Spidey telling you to go into a local comic shop or see an ad. Any kind of questions, fill out the questionnaire below. Marvel Kame ad survey. Let's look at some of these prices. Special 1984 prices in 1985. $5.50. Wow. $2 big $1.80 savings. $2.30 savings. What do we got here? Alpha Flight, Amazing Spider-Man, Avengers, Captain America, Conan, Defenders, Indiana Jones. Never read that one. One of my favorites, Moon Knight, Cull, Marvel Tales, which would reprint all the early Spider-Man stuff, usually the early Amazing Spider-Man issues. Thor, X-Men. We got some special titles here. Marvel Age, Transformers, G.I. Joe, Conan the King. Conan had a couple. Savage Sword of Conan. He had a couple titles going on there. Couple titles going on. $6 for my first 12 issues. And if you want the special titles, they went all the way up to $17 for Conan. Wow. Holy cow. And then Star Comics again. So again, just a quick overview of it, but just a very good. Looks like it still holds up issue. The art is tremendous. Again, it's just there's Spidey and old school Nintendo there, but just everything. It's just paced well. The art is nothing unbelievable, but it's solid. It makes sense. Nobody's bodies are out of proportion. Just a good read. If you can get it, I would get it. I mean, I can get all kinds of stuff online, different websites and different things you can read it. Probably still not $20 anymore, but look how cool that is. The gargoyles. Tremendous. Alright guys, if you like this or if anyone even watches this besides myself, shoot me a message and let me know. Maybe I'll do a couple more. It cost 65 cents. 65 cents. I paid over 20 bucks. Amazing.